Welcome to the Samwell B12 experience. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the post-game live show. This is the first time we are doing something a little different. Hopefully, it's coming through okay. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. The Leafs just wrapped up taking it to the Flyers 4-3. This was so close. I can't believe how close this game was. It was way too close for comfort. If you didn't have a chance to watch the game, it was absolutely incredible. Philadelphia came out. They led early. They led it by a score of 1-0 for the whole first period. And then luckily, Toronto was able to come back in the second. They exploded for a couple of goals. They were able to jump in and make some things happen. And it was just absolutely incredible the way that they did it. And then, of course, Philadelphia trying to come in at the end and really play spoilers. They pushed hard, they pushed hard, they pushed hard, and Philly just did a great, great job. So welcome in, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I know some people are just wrapping up from the last game, and we appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us today. Now, we had some technical issues. We don't know why some of these things are working and why some of them are not, but hey, that's the way things go. So thanks for coming in, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. We're going to do stuff a little different today. So we're going to invite you, the viewer, to come and join us post-game and talk some hockey. So if you've been hanging out and waiting for this to get going, here we are. It's time to roll. So we're just going to open this up. We're going to put a link in the chat, and we'll welcome you to come in and talk with us. So let's just make sure we get some people in here. We want to get this shared out. So hit that share button. I'm going to do the same. I actually should have done this before we went live, but share it out. We're going to tell everyone we are ready to rumble and talk some hockey. One second. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. As long as you're over the age of 18, you can join us, come in, and we can talk about the game. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Again, Toronto holding off Philadelphia, just getting through. To recap what happened, we'll recap the goals so far. Hey, Lucas, what's up? Welcome in. Morgan, TJ, Noah Zark, good to see you. Thanks for coming back in. I know we just wrapped up moments ago, so I appreciate you coming in. EC3 here. What's up, EC3? Welcome in. Congrats, Toronto. Yeah, it was a big game. It was a big game. This is how it all played out. Tony DeAngelo got his fifth of the year for the Flyers. He took a 1-0 lead, and then it wasn't until the second period where Calle Jarnkrok, with his return to Toronto, was able to come in and get the Leafs on the board, his sixth from Marner and Engvall, and then Marner, his 13th from Tavares and Nylander, takes a 2-1 lead. Michael Bunting and Willie Nylander extend that. Bunting from Matthews and Nylander from Giordano and Hall. And then Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee tried to mount a comeback. They just couldn't do it. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to get a link here. I'm going to put a link in the chat. We're going to pin it up top, and I'm going to welcome you guys to come in and join me. Come say hello, and let's talk some hockey. So give me a moment while I put this one in. If you're new to the channel and you haven't joined us before to do one of these, it's something we like to do and something we like to have a whole lot of fun exploring. So I'm just getting that link. We're going to put it in. Of course, every time we do this, it is a different link. So It's a one-time use link. So we're just going to put this in. Give me a second. Okay, so let's get that link in. And then how it'll work, you just click on the link. It'll bring it in. I'll see you in the green room. Before we do that, actually, can you let me know, Lucas or Morgan, somebody, can you let me know how the sound is? Saying it's kind of blurry. Okay, check on YouTube at the very bottom. There's a little cog. If you check that, make sure the audio quality is turned all the way up. That should take care of the blurriness for you. But check to make sure your YouTube image quality is as high as it can go. And of course, if you're just coming in, hit that like as well. Let us get this link in. TJ, how's it going? All right, perfect. Everyone's coming in now. What's the best way of doing this? Let's drop it in here. All right, so we're going to pin this link. Again, the rules are as long as you're over the age of 18, you're welcome to come in, talk some hockey. Keep the language family friendly is what we ask. All right, so here is the link. Let me put this in the pinned message. So all you have to do is click on that link. That will bring you into the show. It'll bring you in our backstage area. I will then bring you in, and we can talk some hockey, talk some Maple Leafs, and it'll be a lot of fun. So again, I will ask, again, that you just keep things respectful to all so we can have some fun. The Leafs, it was a big game. I was really excited. They've come out again playing defensive-minded, just like they did against Tampa Bay. It was very, very cool to see how they're able to kind of keep that on lockdown. They did not give up a ton of shots, only 19 shots, right? They really shut down Philadelphia, and that was exactly what they needed to do. They had to do the same thing against Tampa Bay, and they did a great job against Tampa Bay. It says you're waiting. I don't see you in the waiting room. Why don't I see you in the waiting room? Oh, there we go. I see you there, Lucas. Although I can't, Lucas, I can't bring you on like that, buddy. I can't bring you. Can you put a? It's not family friendly. Got to keep it a little family friendly there, buddy. But I'll bring you on if you can throw something on, and we'll get you to come on. I just want to make sure it's family friendly. So that'll be fun, and we can talk some hockey, which will always be great. But yeah, if anyone else wants to come on, absolutely give it a click. Come on in. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll talk some Leafs, and that'll be great. Okay, TJ, I don't know if I'll be able to tonight, my friend. I got so much on the go tonight. CeeLo, what's going on? CeeLo coming in. Oh boy. So it'll be really good. Here's TJ. All right, let's start with TJ. We'll bring TJ in, and then we'll get over to Lucas. Let's see if this. There he is.
Hello, Sam.
TJ, hello there. How are you, my friend?
Good. I'm so happy with the Leafs won tonight, Sam.
Oh, it was such a great game. I can't believe.
I was at my community living today doing my game with my community living friends, so I didn't get to see the game. But
yeah, it was a good game. They played really, really hard. It was good to see. Big comeback. By Philly almost.
Sam. I want your opinion on something, if you don't mind me asking.
Sure. Yeah, ask away.
I want your opinion. If we make it to Stanley Cup Finals, who do you want us to play? Stanton.
Oh, that's a good question, TJ. If we make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, I know we got a couple people in the waiting room, so we'll get to you momentarily. If we get to the Stanley Cup Finals, who would I want to play?
I'll tell you mine too after you're done. You want me to go? How about I go first, and then you can think about it?
Yeah, okay. You go ahead. Who would you want to play?
You might think this is silly, but I want to play Montreal versus us.
Montreal. So that would be a great matchup for sure. We almost had that many years ago when Wayne Gretzky high stick Doug Gilmour. If the Leafs would have won that one, they would have went on.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, of
Sorry,
course.
you go first. You go first. You go first.
This year, I'd like to see us play Seattle. I'd like to see Seattle have one of those incredible seasons and get far. I think that would be a fun matchup. They're playing exciting hockey.
Sorry, Grandpa. So I'm talking to my friend. Sorry, my grandpa's talking to me. Sorry about that. My grandpa's talking
problem.
to me. A guy that does hockey streams, Grandpa.
Yeah. Hey, Florida Park Explorers, what's up? Cloud9 Getaways, what's up? There is a link in the top of the chat. You can join us talking about the post game. All right, let's bring in TJ. You had another thing you wanted to ask, and then I want to get on to. I got a couple other people.
Do you mind if I do two more? Do you mind?
Sure.
Did you ever figure out those hockey codes yet?
Not yet. I've not got around to that yet. But it's on my list.
And also one more thing, and I'll let you go. I want to know. If we don't win, who do you want to win? Who's your hope? Who do you want to win if we don't win?
Ooh, if we don't win, I'd love to see Florida win, but I think Florida's going to be really challenged to do so. They might not even make the playoffs. So if I had to look at the standings today and say one of the teams that are in the playoffs today, who would I want to win?
Are we in it? Are we in it, Sam?
Oh yeah, we're in it. If I had to pick somebody else, I'll go with, just for my good friends, the Bear Shark, I'll say the New York Rangers.
I just remember one more thing, and I'll let you go somewhere else. Is that okay? I just remember one more thing.
Sure.
I just want to know, who's your favorite player of all time? You got one of those? You can tell you mine. I got Darcy Tucker. I'm thinking Darcy Tucker.
Darcy Tucker is a good one. If I had to say of all time, for me, it's Wayne Gretzky. He's the best. If I had to say a Leaf of all time, that's very hard. I don't know if I could pick a Leaf of all time.
You think Mitch Marner would catch the record again? You think Mitch Marner will get another record, Sam?
I don't know. He might. He's certainly looked really good.
How much longer are you going to be doing this live for? Because I might come and see you later. But if I can come back and get any more questions, can I come back?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we get everybody in and there's time. Absolutely. All right. It was great talking to you, TJ. We'll see you soon. All right. That's our good friend TJ. Let's go over to Lucas. Bring Lucas on the stream. Lucas, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. So pretty good game today. Leafs getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, always nice to see that. I got worried there that Philadelphia was going to, come back and force it into overtime or something. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, so who Lucas, who's your favorite player on the team right now?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It is. I kind of flip-flop all the time. Sometimes it's Matthews, sometimes it's Marner. It goes all over the place. All right. Well, okay, so let me ask you this question. Of our two goaltenders that we have, Samsonov and Matt Murray, do you have one you like over the other?
Probably Samsonov.
Yeah. Interesting choice. He's pretty good. They both been playing really good. Everyone in the chat's saying hello. It's good to see you. It's good to finally get a chance to say hello. And Lucas, thank you so much for all your support, hanging out and having some fun during the streams.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna move along, but we'll talk to you again soon. All right. Let me bring in, and I hope this one is going to work. Again, as we get them queued up, there's a pinned message at the top of the chat. If you want to come in and join us, you are absolutely welcome to do so. Let's bring in someone you see him in the chat all the time. Let's see if his internet is going to hold through. Oh, it's not coming up. Let's see. Let's try again. We're going to remove it and bring it back in.
Hey, everyone!
How's it going, Morgan?
Good, Sam. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Great to see. Great jersey. I know the camera quality is the camera's jumping all over, but that's a great jersey. Do you have a name on it?
Thanks.
I'm not sure what's going on with the feed.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
That's
Austin
okay.
Matthews.
Austin Matthews, nice. Always an excellent, excellent choice. Did you enjoy the game today?
Yes, it did, but I was at work.
You're at work. That's okay. Well, it was a great
Yes.
game. Morgan, because your camera's jumping all over, I'm gonna have to let you go because it's really choppy. But really good to see you. Really good to say hello, and we'll do this again. We'll get you to come back in. All right, we'll see you later, Morgan. That's Morgan. Morgan is awesome. I'm not sure what was going on with the feed there, but that's okay. Really, really great to see Lucas. Really great to see Morgan. Great to see TJ coming in and talking about the Leafs a little bit. If you want to join me, if you want to come live on stream, there's a link in the pinned message at the top of the chat. You can click that link and come on in and let's talk some hockey. Of course, this was a pretty crazy, crazy game. The Leafs battled hard. Philadelphia, Philly, they came out of nowhere. They really gave it to Toronto. They're sitting right at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, and they did something I did not expect them to do, and they turned this one around, which was pretty remarkable. Pretty remarkable that they could actually do that and make a comeback. And it made me really nervous. I know it made a lot of our viewers nervous as, Philadelphia was just coming out of nowhere on a tear. Remember, going into this game, Toronto had the much better record than Philadelphia. Philadelphia did not have a great record, and they made a game of it. All right, here's somebody new we got coming in. Please welcome one of our big supporters, BD Gaines. BD, what's going on?
What's up, Sam? How you doing, brother?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent, man. Another big W on the win column for us.
Absolutely. I was nervous there, really nervous.
At the ending was a little bit shaky for sure, brother.
Yeah. So who?
Say to Sam, thanks for doing what you do, man. Enjoy the feed every time the Leafs come on, and keep the good work up, man. I am not a day oneer, but I've been here since the early ones. I'm watching you grow really quick, man. And just wanted to let you know that you're doing a great job out there, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I see you got a jersey on too. Do you have a name on there?
Mine's open for suggestion.
Open for suggestions.
Nothing on the back, man.
Nice. You're waiting for that superstar when Matthews signs his long-term deal and he's not going anywhere.
Love Matthews. You know what? He's not scoring that much this year, but he's going to have a lot of coverage on him more than last year, and he's playing a good two-way game. So don't get down on him, boys. Always support the team, man.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, right? It's that two-way game that makes a huge, huge difference.
That's why Mitchie's doing so well.
Exactly. Listen, I appreciate the support. You're in all the time. It's great to see. I love seeing your name come up. So thank you for the kind words. Thanks for coming on today, and we really appreciate it.
Right on, Sam. Thank you for having me, buddy.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Take care of yourself, man.
All right, we got another one lined up. They're coming in. Everyone wants to come in. I love this. I love this so much. Okay, now I have a real special guest that I'm going to bring on, and this guy drives me nuts. He's so crazy. He puts the Leafs to shame. He trashes them everywhere he goes. If I saw this guy in the street, we'd have to drop the gloves. I'm just kidding. He's one of my good buddies. Please welcome On the Go with CeeLo.
What's going on, Leaf fans? Y'all got some time to get ready for us Preds because we're coming at you on January 11th. We're getting hot. We brought Novak up from the minors. He's on the first line. We are ready to take the league by storm now. We had a little losing streak. Yes, we did. But we are ready to take the league now. We're ready to go. With Sargent and goal, no one's going to stop us.
It doesn't matter what happens from October through December.
It's
all about February and March where it matters. You guys are just building up the momentum for February and March.
That's right. But I just wanted to come on here and say, Sam, you do an awesome job. You have taught me everything that I know when it comes to this stuff, and I owe you everything. And hope everybody's doing well, and hope you all have a great Christmas and a happy holiday. And looking forward to maybe helping out on that January 11th. If not, we'll see how it goes. But just wanted to say, go Preds and go Leafs. Great game today. You almost got a trap game there. It was a trap game, maybe, but
that was crazy. It was just crazy. I appreciate the kind words as always. It's been a lot of fun. We'll figure out something for the 11th, but you have to wear that claw hat.
That's right. I'll do it. And one more thing. I don't know if you saw last night. I don't know if you saw that. Your boy David Legwand, Yossi passed him last night.
Really?
Yeah, 567 all-time points leader for Nashville Predators. He took over Legwand's record. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Legwand, he was a good player in his own, but Yossi, I mean, he's just putting it up, which is awesome.
And then right as the game was going on, after he did the point, Legwand got on Twitter and did a thank you to Yossi and how good of a player he is and all that stuff. So.
Oh, that's cool. See, there's like this respect amongst players that are out there, right? And it's nice to see when they actually communicate with each other. What we saw with Gordie Howe's kids and posing with Ovechkin and celebrating him, and Gretzky coming out with the kind words, and like these guys, it's so nice to see. Sure, they could be sitting there behind closed doors cursing under their breath. I can't believe they passed me, but I don't think that's the case. It's just everyone's celebrating each other, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So just wanted to say hello, Sam. You're doing a great job, bud. Happy holidays to you, and you're in the chat. We'll see you in the chat some other time, but go Preds, go Leafs. See you guys.
All right. Thanks, CeeLo. Happy holidays to you. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
That is On the Go with CeeLo. He's amazing. If you don't follow On the Go with CeeLo, one of the mods, if you could drop his link in the chat. He is absolutely incredible with what he does, and he's a huge Nashville guy, so we can't fault him for that. Let's go over to one of our other viewers who we see him in the chat all the time. Please welcome in Hayden. Hayden, how's it going? Is that a little puppy?
Oh yeah, that was my old Chihuahua dog. He sadly passed away.
Oh, so sorry, but that is a very cute photo.
Thank you.
So Hayden, welcome into the stream. First, thank you so much for all the support. You always come in and hang out and join us for the stream. So great to be able to talk to you for a few minutes.
Yeah, you too, Sam. You're my favorite streamer.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so very much. Who's your favorite Leaf give us on the team right now and maybe of all time?
Unpopular opinion, no, but I've always loved Morgan Riley. He's honestly one of the reasons why I love the Leafs in the first place. He's always been so loyal to us, and I'm actually wearing my Morgan Riley Leaf jersey right now.
Oh, nice. Morgan Riley, he's a good solid choice. Unfortunately, out with that injury, but we'll get him back in January, word is. So hopefully that is the case. And he's a great choice. He's a solid defender. I mean, I know he's a big contract, but I think he does what he needs to do. He quarterbacks that blue line. And it is pretty amazing how, it's really because of Morgan Riley's injury that the entire team has rallied together to support the defensive structure, right? Because when Riley goes down and all the other defensemen go down, this team, if they would have kept playing their run and gun style that they did, they would not have been able to maintain this streak that they had on. So it's because that they've all had to come back and cover for the D that really turned the team around. So even though Riley hasn't been here, I think it's because of Riley's injury that helped this team come together and find their kind of vision of how to play.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah. Okay. So there's Riley, and then who? If you had to pick a Leaf of all time, who would you go with?
Okay, that's too hard for me. There's so many good Leafs out there.
I have the same problem because it depends. Like, do you go way back with Sittler or Solming, or do you go like the Clark Tucker? Do you go the Matt Sundin era? There's so many good Maple Leafs that have come through the locker room of the blue and white that it is so hard to choose. And I always like hearing people's answers because it always ends up kind of being a player that they kind of grew up watching in that era, which is pretty cool. Well, listen, I want to say, Hayden, thank you again for supporting us and always helping us continue to grow and push forward. Love having you in the chat. It's always a blast. And thank you for coming on and spending a few minutes with us here today.
Yep. Thank you for being a good streamer. See you in the next one. Have a good
Sounds
Christmas.
Good. Yeah, thank you, and happy holidays to you. So there's our good friend Hayden. If you want to join us live on the stream, there is a pinned message up top. You can click on that and come on in and join us and say hello. We've met some good friends along the way. A lot of people coming in and saying hello and talking about their favorite Leaf players. For me, we were just kind of saying it's so hard, right? I loved watching Darcy Tucker play, the way he would bang and crash and go in there. I'd love watching, Boris Solming and the way he played, Doug Gilmour, Dave Anderchuk, all these great Leafs. And then when you look at today, watching William Nylander and what he's done. And, when you talk about Nylander, here's a guy that over the years, the Leaf fans wanted to trade about 50 times, right? Whenever there's trade conversation, it's always Nylander. He's going, he's out. Crimson, what's going on? Welcome in. So right now, William Nylander is arguably one of the best Maple Leafs on this team. And he's putting up points galore. The problem they're going to have with Nylander is he's going to be a free agent. Him and Matthews kind of expire at the same time, right? They're both unrestricted free agents in 24, 25. Yamamoto, what's going on? I got Little Caesars Arena. I got a whole pepperoni pizza. So big slice in a oh, nice. Sounds good. So it's tough, right? So next year, they're going to be able to offer an extension. And when you look at it, Matthews is making 11.6. Tavares is making 11. Marner's making 9.3 or 10.9, excuse me. William Nylander is only making just under 7. William Nylander, he's going to want one of those $10 million contracts. And I don't think they have the room to give it to him. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do with Nylander next year. Is he going to become one of those players that is going to become a victim of the trade deadline because they can't afford him, that they're going to look to move him out? So that's going to be tough. They're already in a tight salary cap pinch. Now they have a little bit of cap space because of the injury to Jake Muzzin, and we'll have to see what happens there. But who knows what's going to happen? If it helps my fantasy team keep going. Gator, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, so if anybody wants to jump in, there's a pinned message with the link at the top. You can click that link and come on and join us and have some fun. We're talking Leafs. We're talking this game with the Philadelphia Flyers. It was interesting. So that's kind of the story with Nylander. The other big story to talk about, is that Leafs defensive core. And we kind of talked about it a little bit, going through with Hayden, but with all the injuries piling up, and of course Sandin is the newest one to go down with injury. When we look at the Leafs core, we know Brody, he missed some time for injury. He's a $5 million player. Sandin, he's a $1.4 million player. He missed time with injury. Jordy Ben missed time with injury. He's, only 750, not a big deal. We know Riley is out. Riley is a $7.5 million player. We expect to get him back in January. And Jake Muzzin is out, and he may never return, and he's a $5.5 million player. So it's pretty crazy that all of this money is tied up, and these players are getting injured. And who they have in, I mean, Justin Hall, he's a $2 million player. Justin Hall is a free agent, an unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. The way they've been playing right now, Justin Hall is worth signing. I think he's been playing great since all the defense have been out, and it's nice to see. All right, we got a new person coming in to join us. Please welcome AAU Triton. What's going on?
It's been so long.
So long. Oh, there's Lucas dropping the gator emoji. Love it. What a crazy finish to that game.
Oh my god! Oh, I know. I really thought the Leafs were gonna blow it.
Oh boy, it was close, and they almost did. I mean, Farabee, in the closing minutes, gets the puck on his stick and rolls it just wide. I mean, Matthews got his stick in to block the full shot, but it was so close So that game, man, was almost tied up, but they held on.
They did. It's because of the shirt.
It's because of the shirt. That's right. The shirt streak continues. If the core four really care, they know what to do. Yeah, the problem is, I mean, you see some guys taking hometown contracts. I would be shocked if Matthews said, listen, the only way we can keep Nylander is if I take a couple million less and give it to Nylander and they balance out their contracts. There's no way anything like that would happen. I would be absolutely shocked. But they're going to have to do something because there's just not enough money to go around. They've been very lucky with their bottom six lineup. Because when you look at who's in their bottom six, you have Joey Anderson who's playing there right now. He's making $750. You have POTUS Holmberg. He's making $827. Zach Aston Reese is making $840. David Kempf is in the bottom six. He's making $1.5. So they don't have a lot of money to spend, and they're have a bunch of guys under $1 million. And don't forget, Michael Bunting is an unrestricted free agent after this year. Michael Bunting is only making $950,000. He's going to want more money.
I wish I made $950,000.
Yeah, you and me both.
Only $950,000. I mean, come on.
Only, but in hockey terms, it's not that much. Is TJ Brody in chat in the NHL? No, he's not. He's not the real TJ Brody. He's our fan. At least I don't know. Maybe he is the real TJ Brody. You never know.
So my question for you, Sam, is obviously as much as I like getting to like hockey and stuff, but what are some of the things you guys do as a family for Hanukkah?
Oh, so we're going to switch it up to the holidays. So for Hanukkah, we light our menorah. We light the candles every night. We do potato latkes, which if you don't know what potato latkes are, they're kind of fried potato pancakes. They're absolutely delicious.
I got to get a recipe. I got to try one of those.
So they're really good. Some people eat them with just applesauce. Some people eat them with sour cream.
Some people eat them with ketchup and gravy.
That would be nasty. But I like to do a little layer of applesauce and then a little bit of sour cream on top. Get a little combination of flavors.
I don't know about the sour cream, but I'd try it with applesauce.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really.
So what are some of the gifts you've gotten for Hanukkah so far?
So this year, we kind of did things a little different this year. Because usually we do a big family get together with the big extended family, but some of our family was going to be away during the actual time now. So we actually did our Hanukkah party early on. But it was good. You get, some fun things, the grandparents like to spoil a little bit and get some big gifts, but we do, some Legos. We did some games. Of course you get some pajamas and socks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you got a Stream Deck.
No Stream Deck. So we try to do it most for the kids. Us for Yamamoto,
well, that's why I was asking
with the applesauce.
She does for the kids. You're like the biggest kid.
I am the biggest kid. But this year we're doing a big trip for our family. Which is kind of combination of Hanukkah, birthdays, anniversary, everything rolled into one. So in the new year, we're doing a trip.
Yeah, isn't that in February? I think you said.
Yeah, in and around. Yeah, so it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. What about you for Christmas? What are your kind of Christmas traditions?
I just like to, obviously I play my Christmas light show. I cook. I do most of the cooking. So, but this year we're having a ham dinner.
Nice.
So, I already got my Christmas present for my lovely wife. She got me a PS5.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's awesome. Well, if anybody in the chat wants to jump in with Triton and I, go ahead, click that link at the top of the pinned message. Hey, Victoria, and you can join us. Come in right now. We're talking Leafs. We're talking holidays, talking all the good stuff. So if you want to swing on in and join us, you are more than welcome to do so.
What are some of your favorite desserts for the holidays?
Oh gosh, anything.
Apple crisp.
Apple crisp. No, gosh, what do I like to eat? I'm a big ice cream guy, but when it comes to the holidays,
You can't prove that by me.
I can't prove it. I like pie. I'm a big lemon. As much as I make fun of lemon meringue.
Oh, do you
it
remember
is
the
my
pie I
favorite
made
pie.
last Christmas?
What did you make last Christmas?
Chocolate pudding pie sprinkled with thin mint cookies that I crushed up.
That looked really good. I remember that now. That looked really good. And I'm a cheesecake guy. I love a good cheesecake.
Lucas, my gift was from my wife. She got me a PlayStation 5.
That's pretty awesome. I'm hoping that for the holidays somebody delivers some of these unrestricted free agents a contract extension, because that would be awesome. Yeah, TJ Triton knows how to do it up. I'm a big Quebec guy of hockey and poutine, Pepsi. Well, so Yamamoto, I'm a big poutine guy, although I've been trying to be better. I haven't had poutine in a while. I used to eat it way too much. But I definitely like my fries and gravy. So good.
When you do your big family get together for Hanukkah this year, like you said, what is the meal going to be?
So we brought in what did we bring in? We brought in Chinese food. We had a big spread, and it was mighty delicious. We change it up every year.
Chinese food. This is remnants of the Christmas story.
Yeah, we did Chinese food in potato latkes. It was awesome.
Lucas, I did get a gift from Dallas, but I have not opened it yet. That's going to be at 8:00 on my stream. I'm doing a live unboxing. I have no clue what she sent me.
Is it ticking?
Nope.
All right.
But it does sound loose in there.
Hayden, so I really only do this around the holidays, where I like to open it up and bring people on to hang out and talk for a few minutes. So usually we do that around the holidays. I don't typically do a lot of post-game streams. We were going to do more post-games on Saturday nights. But the schedule's been so all over the place.
Come on. And if Pierce is around, they bring all the Bash brothers in.
Yeah, for sure. If he's around, tell him to get on over here. Have you had Little Caesars pizza before? I have not. I've not had Little Caesars before.
Do they have Little Caesars up in Canada?
I think there is one. I don't remember where it is, but I definitely
it's
want
not
to try
the greatest pizza anyway.
Yeah, really. We just got a Papa John's around the corner from the house, so that was a big win. I love Papa
John's is okay.
Although I've had it a little much now.
Now, what is your feeling about spiked hot chocolate?
I'm not a big hot chocolate guy in general. Sometimes I don't mind, but it depends where it's from. So Tim Hortons, I used to love Tim Hortons hot chocolate when I was younger. Now I just can't drink it.
See, I know Dee loves hot chocolate because she loves Count Chocula, so she's got to love hot chocolate.
She does. It's a question from the stream the other night. What type of frosty do you like? Oh, CeeLo, it's chocolate frosty.
Oh yeah, chocolate frosty, hands down. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I love chocolate frosties. They are the best. You're in Detroit. You're a Montreal Canadiens fan. Well, that's awesome. Listen, Montreal, they're improved from last year, but they're certainly little ways behind. Montreal has some catching up to do.
Is there any remote possibility the Montreal and the Leafs would have to play each other for the Stanley Cup?
No, not for the Stanley Cup, but they could meet in the conference finals to go, but not.
They played last year, didn't they?
No, Montreal finished in dead last year. They were not a good team. Man, it's been a while for Montreal to be a good team. Tyler, how's it going? Welcome in. The Leafs have not had the best of luck when it comes to the playoffs as of late. They
that's changing this year, by the way.
That is going to change this year. Although you will talk about the playoffs. The Leafs are going to have a tough time. And again, if you're just coming in and joining us, We're talking holidays. We're talking Leafs. Leafs taking it to the Philadelphia Flyers. If you want to come on the stream and join us, there's a link in the pinned message. You can click on that link and come join us live on stream. We'd love to hear who your favorite players are. Toronto's going to have a tough time because right now their division is the best. Well, I shouldn't say their entire division, but the top teams in their division are the top teams in the entire Eastern Conference. So Toronto's going to have, I think, the toughest time to
Where
move
are they
through.
currently sitting in standings?
So they're in the overall standings. Toronto is, well, in the Eastern Conference, they're sitting fourth. They're actually it's a three-way tie for second place, but they, with all the tiebreakers, they end up in fourth. So Carolina goes Boston, Carolina, New Jersey, Toronto. No, they're doing great. It's just they're having a tough time. Triton, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. We have a very special guest who's going to come in and join us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the wealth of knowledge himself, Bernie. Oh, Bernie to the stream. If there he is,
Hey,
Bernie, how's it going?
Did you actually think I'm going to miss out on a chance to talk some buck?
No, it was only a matter of time. I love that sweatshirt. That's awesome.
It's cold.
It's cold. Yeah, it is cold. Are you guys getting this monster storm in your region as well?
No, I'm just calling Noah to get an ark built because we're supposed to get the heavy rain.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, we're supposed to, the mountains are going to get the snow here, but I think we're supposed to be getting a lot of the heavy rain.
So it's just some of us lucky folk up north that are going to get hit with the big storm coming through.
Yeah,
but we've started
just, not the tears that you guys would have been crying if Flyers would have came all the way back today.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe
It was close. The Leafs almost messed that game up really bad at the end.
It's so true. That play, Farabee had a wide open net. If Matthews doesn't get his stick in the way, it's a tie game, and it's big trouble. So we got very lucky.
Because I mean, the Flyers were like 1-2.
Yep.
You know, I was expecting a third goal score like in a matter of 2 minutes.
Yep.
That's what happens in NHL nowadays. You get 2-3 goal lead. It's like an avalanche. I mean, you give up 2 in a minute. It could be 3 in 2 minutes. Trust me, I've seen enough of that from Ilya Samsonov for the last couple of years where he gives up 1 shitty goal. It could be 3 or 4 in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and if that goal goes in, and it's a tie game, I don't think Toronto wins. I think they're just so deflated that Philadelphia would have completed the comeback.
He should say something.
I know. Just crazy.
It'd either be whether they got a point or not. That would have been the only question.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you guys, Bernie, you guys look like, I don't want to call it an easy game, but you guys taking on Ottawa later tonight. Are they going to have enough to hold them off, or could they Washington let one slip through and have Ottawa surprise them?
Won 7 of 8. I don't know if Kemper's going to make his return tonight or if Lindgren's going to play tonight. I would think Lindgren plays tonight since it's an Eastern Conference game, and then you got Kemper play at home for his first game in 3 weeks. Nothing's going to be easy. Ottawa's played a little better lately. It's like they look like they're going to get back on their course, and then they fall off of it again. But we have some unfinished business with Ottawa. The first time we went up there, dominated the first 15 minutes of the first period of the game. I think the shots were like 17-4, 2-0, and then Ottawa got away with everything murder-wise, got 3 power plays. Next thing you know, we're down 3-2. It's like, what the heck just happened here? So I think the Caps really got a jolt on that road trip when Willie and Backstrom went on the road trip with them. Both of them were in contact jerseys in the last practice before
Make sure you
they went to
disconnect the
Ottawa.
battery this time.
Actually, Ovechkin, Backstrom and Wilson were on a line together in line rushes. So they're closer than a lot of people think, and I think after the first year we see the healthiest Capitals team you've seen yet, and that's scary if we can keep this hot streak going.
That's so true. They've been looking really, really good. So many teams had slow starts this year, and Washington was one of those. Toronto was able to put together a streak and come back. The Rangers went on a little bit of a streak, and Washington's going on a little.
Sam, you don't say the R word. What are you trying to bring the bear shop in here?
I know, right? But it's
well, you had 14. You had 4 teams in the Metro Division with 7-2-1 or better records in their last 10. And tonight you got Metro Madness again. You got the Canes and Pens again, second time in 5 years, and you got the Battle of New York with the Austin Rangers. So it's definitely a lot of interdivisional battles coming up. And then, of course, they have to pay their first trip to Madison Square Garden next Tuesday, coming off the Christmas break.
Yeah, and a lot of injuries.
Christmas, Bernie, do you do anything special for the holidays?
Not really. Go see your brother on Christmas, 20 minutes up the road. So too out of crazy.
Oh, we lost Bernie's signal. Signal dropped out. Let me bring in. He was in earlier. He wanted to come back in, and maybe he has a question for me. It could be a question for Triton. TJ, welcome back in. How's it going, TJ?
I got a Hockey Day in Canada shirt I wanted to show you.
Oh, that's awesome. Hockey Day in Canada.
Oh, nice.
It's actually coming to Owen Sound. It's coming to Owen Sound where I live in January.
Oh, they're coming there in January.
Owen Sound where I live, yes.
Oh, that's cool. It'll be a lot of fun. I know they did a Hockey Day in Canada in, where was it? Somewhere around our region. And I knew some people that went. They said it was a lot of fun.
Dallas School coming in. I'm going to blow a gasket if this is Dallas School. I'm going to blow a gasket.
No, I don't think it's Dallas. It's Bernie lost his connection. Bernie's trying to reconnect and come in. Yeah, TJ, I love. That's a really nice shirt.
I do have a question for Sam, though. For Triton, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Triton, did my my account work yesterday? For me to get on the giveaway, did it work? I entered. Right. I tried to enter. Did it work?
Did we do a giveaway yesterday?
For the one that's coming up. I meant for the one that's coming up. I meant for the one that's coming up.
Oh, yeah. So I'll have to check in the back end there. That's all me. Not
Triton. Yeah, that's on Sam, not me.
Yeah. I think I saw your name come up, so I'll double check.
No, Sam,
I think you're good.
I do have one more thing, and then I'll leave. I promise. This is the last thing, and then I promise I'll leave you guys alone.
No problem.
I'm wondering if I do win, Sam. Where do I have to go? Do I get to choose where I want to go? Is that what it's how it goes?
Oh yeah. So all the instructions we'll definitely give it out, but what happens for our 4 and TJ is referring to our 4K giveaway. Yes. Hey Mark, how's it going? So that's not what
Sam. No, that's not what I'm talking about, Sam. I'm talking about a hockey card giveaway. I'm not talking about that one.
Hockey cards. Oh, sorry. So we haven't done a hockey card giveaway in a little bit. The giveaway we have on right now is our 4K giveaway.
But you know what we should do? We should do a Stanley Cup giveaway hockey code set. We should do that one, Sam.
Oh, we'll see. We got some time before we get there. But
before I go, actually, I want to ask Triton one more question.
Sure.
Triton, we asked Sam this earlier. Who do you want to win the cup if Leafs don't win it, Triton? Who do you want to win?
If the Leafs don't win, then I want the Rangers.
Three golf, Triton. How about this Washington guy, the Washington jersey sweater? Who do you want to win?
You have to ask.
Yes, I have to ask.
I want cup number 2 for Rosie.
I'm sorry. I'm getting yelled at. I want the Predators to win the Stanley Cup.
Sam, can I stay in if I promise to keep it calm? Can I stay in for a little bit longer? Is that okay? Because I'm kind of bored.
Sure. Yeah. No problem. I'm just going to put the link here one more time. So if you're just coming in.
See if Dallas wants to play. I have to ask Dallas on me because you want to see if Dallas is here. I want to ask her something face to face.
Dallas was in and out because she was still working. So
yeah. A lot of people are still at work. Oh my gosh, my computer is frozen, so I can't drop the link in. But if you're just coming in, there is a link.
It's my fault, Sam.
No problem. There's a link atop the chat in the pinned message. You should be able to click that link. That will bring you in. Yeah. If you want to come in and chat.
When's the next YouTube game?
So the next game we're going to do is going to be on Monday with the World Juniors. We're going to start up with the World Juniors.
I mean, Leafs. I meant the big. I don't care about the World Juniors. I care about the Leafs.
The Leafs. Leafs will be Tuesday.
Against,
I posted
well,
the link to join.
St. Louis,
That's right, TJ, against St. Louis.
Who do you want to win that game if the Leafs don't win? Who do you want to win that one?
Well, I don't want St. Louis to win. Too many St. Louis fans. Chris from Cloud9 Getaways is a big St. Louis fan, so we can't have them win.
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, Sam. I hate to say it, Sam, and Triton, but I'm cheering for St. Louis. You're gonna hate me for that. But
I have a question for Sam.
Sure.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, Triton.
February 11th. How hard are you gonna lay into CeeLo on the Predators?
Oh, I can't divulge any of that information at this point. It all has to be a surprise.
Have you behave for Santa Claus, Sam? Have you behaved for Santa Claus, Sam?
Oh, I'm always on the nice list. I almost said the naughty list. I'm always on the nice list.
What did you ask for this year, Sam? What did you ask for? Leaf stuff, I bet.
Oh, no, I didn't. All right, TJ, let me let you go. I got Bernie back in here. I want to chat with Bernie a little bit, but thanks for coming in. And
Sam, before I go, look, ask one more thing before I go.
Sure.
Are you available tomorrow that I can call you on Instagram? Are you available or no?
I don't. I still have to work tomorrow, so I don't.
How about when you will be off next week? You will be off, and I can call you sometime. When will you be off? What days are good for you to talk to me on?
I'm not sure. We'll talk about it offline, okay, TJ? I'm not sure.
You have a great day, Sam. Bye,
right.
Triton. Bye.
See ya.
I hate Washington sucks butthole. See you later.
That's an exit right there.
That was more Bear Shark TV than Samuel B experience. That's for sure.
There you go.
I do have some news, potential news there, Sam.
Oh boy!
It sounds like the Winter Classic might be heading to the Pacific Northwest next year.
Really? Where are they?
Seattle.
Where are they thinking? Seattle. And who would the Kraken be taking on?
Yep. Their expansion brothers.
Vegas.
The Vegas Golden Knights.
Wow, that would be something interesting.
I could see that Seattle football stadium up there and the acoustics and how loud that place gets would be insane for a Winter Classic.
It would be pretty crazy. In Seattle, I mean, they've really come out. They've shown a lot of support for the Kraken. I think that would be fun. I mean, Vegas has a big following as well. So I think, they would definitely get a good turnout. What I'm wondering is would the market, the television market, really take to that matchup? So it's an interesting pairing.
Well, that would be where you have to really, if you got that pairing, you have to put Jack Eichel to the hilt here in the States, and then and guys like that. I mean, you got to really tap into those talents in the respective countries. I mean, you got to get different teams into these games. I mean, as much as I love to see Capitals outdoors and you only can get enough of the Penguins, the Bruins, the Capitals, the Rangers, all these teams being recycled through in different matchups. You got to get these other teams some love. I'm surprised they never did a Florida Tampa Bay, even though it's down in Florida in January, either a stadium series or a Winter Classic with those two, especially when they were really button heads.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, it's a little bit of a risk, to put it on the national market like that. If you really develop the story around it, it'll be good. This will be an interesting dry run, I think, because we know Bettman and the league are putting everything they can behind Arizona, and they want to make that whole entertainment complex work. And they've offered them a draft and an all-star game and all this stuff. So it'll be interesting, if they can make Seattle Vegas work. I think you might see some things there they try in terms of marketing and promotions that will lead them to how they promote any big special event in Arizona.
Apparently, there's somebody in the chat that disagrees with you that you're on the nice list.
Oh, Santa.
Well, I do know. I mean, Nashville Dallas was a really good Winter Classic in the Cotton Bowl. They went around the Cotton Bowl extravaganza and the rodeo and everything, and the Texas State Fair and all that stuff, and really hit home, and then they gave Nashville the home game for the Stadium Series, and I thought that was a grand slam.
That's true, and yes, it is the two teams, and those are the markets they're targeting and to put together. But the show they put on that goes around it really makes it a big deal when they start bringing in, when they tap into some of the entertainment around it. Like, for example, you're bringing in Vegas. I know it's going to be in Seattle, but there are a lot of big name Vegas people they could incorporate into that show. Seattle is a big market, and with the football team there and baseball, they could very easily tap into a lot of the players and some of the other athletes in that market and have them kind of shared around. One of the things I love that they do, and with Vegas and Seattle, it won't have as much of an impact. But I love when they always did the Legends games, right? When they brought out, the old Leafs against the old Red Wings, or with the Rangers, and they bring out all those old names. Even though if they can't perform, that well, it's still exciting to see them on the ice and doing their thing.
Well,
they did the Caps and Pens in 2011, but they didn't do we didn't do the Alumni Classic in DC. Another one of the many things Ted dropped the ball on down here, but it is what it is. Blackhawks and Capitals alumni game would have been pretty sweet, but can't go back and try to rehash that. But now Carolina's getting a kick at the can with the outdoor game in February when the Caps come down and make their outdoor record 4-0 when they beat the Canes in mid-February in what's become a under the radar rivalry with them.
For sure. All right, Mark, take it easy. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thanks for hanging out.
Merry Christmas, Mark.
Triton, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I'm going to let you guys talk about your hockey, and I'll be in the chat. Maybe some other people from that, that want to discuss hockey will come in and join you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Triton.
Much
Appreciate
love,
it.
Triton. Be well, my friend.
You too.
All right, that's our good friend AAU Triton. And as he said, if you're in the chat and you want to join us, the link is at the top of the chat in the pinned messages. You can certainly click on that, and it'll bring you right in. I'm going to drop it again. So there's the link. You click and bring it in. I know Joanna or Blair, I think I saw Blair, you were there. If you want to come in and say hello, and we can talk some hockey. Such a crazy finish here in today's game that we talked about. I'm looking forward to next week. Are you a big World Juniors guy, Bernie?
I've been more and more involved with it again. I'm really looking forward. It's the Caps really haven't had many guys in the World Juniors over the last several years because they haven't had many draft picks, and they really have been veteran heavy on their free agency. It's good that the Caps are going to have some prospects. When Kuzi was there, and Ovi obviously, and Backstrom, and all those guys were coming up and playing World Juniors, or really was locked in on it. We got Ryan Chesley playing for USA on the defense in college right now. That's really good, and I think he's going to be someone that helps the US from their August tournament, because he was U18, but he wasn't playing on the U20. Now he's with the U20 team, and they can bring a bunch of those kids in, because as much as dominant as Canada has been in the U20, USA's practically had a stranglehold on the under 18 for the last several years.
Right, absolutely. And Blair, yes, you don't need a computer. A cell phone will work. So when you come in, it'll ask you for permission to use the camera and mic. So that will work. Yeah, it used to be, Canada would dominate the juniors, and then US would come in there, and usually it was Canada, US. But now, the countries are just getting better and better and better, and we're seeing a lot more great hockey. When they did the makeup tournament in August, Latvia absolutely shocked me with their performance. They took it to Canada for half that game. Canada came back and won, but Latvia, for the first time, they got out of the round robin and qualified for the elimination games, which was crazy.
Well, it's only a matter of time for some of these other countries get going. Look at the influx of Swiss players. The Swiss have really started to put their foot down in the tournament. Denmark's coming on. You have Lars Ellers of the world and the Franz Nielsen's, and now you got these young kids coming up, hoping they could be the next side. And of course, you never can count out the Scandinavian sex brothers of Sweden and Finland. You know, those two can always put the old vinegar into the mixture and really stir up some things. And even into the ladies. I mean, Finland's really started to put their foot into the ladies tournaments now, as telling U.S. and Canada it's not a 2-horse race anymore.
Yep, absolutely. Let me bring Hayden back into the conversation. Hayden, how's it going?
Right.
Welcome back in.
Oh, hi. You surprised me.
Yeah, this is Odd Man Rush, and Bear Shark and Sam are even strength. Sam and I are like the Odd Man Rush.
What one would say the power play.
There you go. I'm the Tom Wilson. He's the Austin Matthews. Between the two of us, we're going to go at 60%. So I'll take that.
Hey, Sam, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
So, would you say this is a better Leafs team than they were last year?
That interesting question. Are they? I don't know the best way to answer that, because the team is very much the same. Obviously, a couple players have shuffled around. You know, the big one, Mikheyev. You know, losing him was hurtful. A couple other players finding their way out. I think this team, it's not that they're not necessarily better. They're just a little bit more mature, and they finally bought into a system. I think they were having a tough time figuring it out. I mean, Wayne Simmons really was more of a detriment than an asset on the ice. And I think they've realized that, and they're playing him sparingly. You have a couple young kids, in Sandin and Liljegren, who are another year experienced. They're finally holding their own. Even though Sandin made some ugly mistakes early on, he settled in nicely. So again, I don't know if they're necessarily better because of the talent. Some of the pieces, like Yarncroc, was a great addition, but they're a little bit more mature, and they now have a system that they believe in that I think is making all the difference in the world.
Interesting.
I'll piggyback on that, given another point of view on the outside, is you see a lot of these teams that get off the hot starts. I mean, Caps last year were the best team in the league at New Year's Eve, and they barely got into the wild card, and they were the wild card. Toronto, they've gotten a little more younger sandpaper, not the old sandpaper they were trying to band-aid their roster to.
No, we lost Bernie again. But yeah, I think kind of what he was getting at was, they used to keep trying to bring in all these old vets, the Jason Spezzas and those guys, and now they're taking a bit of a different approach, and I think it's making a big difference. There he is, coming back.
Exactly. The younger sandpaper guys are giving the Leafs a little more all across the board, not just third and fourth line minutes, but you can insert some of these guys in the penalty kill, which leaves the Marners and the Nylanders to not have to do double shifts on the PK, as well as play power play and go 22 minutes a night.
Yeah, and it's interesting what we saw today where they're using this 5-forward power play, which, is interesting by design, but I think you're shooting yourself in the foot a little bit, because a big part of the power play, that's an important part of the power play, is the defenseman with that huge shot coming from the point. And I know it's not really much of Toronto's game, because they try and feed everything down low, and they try and make a play in front, or kind of one of those slap passes looking for a deflection. But I really, really appreciate the teams that set up that defenseman on the point. They feed them over for that, 96-mile-an-hour slap shot from the point. That's a big part of the power play, and Toronto is just not utilizing that. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue with that 5-forward rotation moving forward, or as Brody gets a few more games under his belt and as Riley comes back, if they start switching that up and going back to a kind of 4-forward 1D or even a 3-2.
Yeah, having the 44 card, you're missing big time on that. That's a lot easier to do for them. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the 5 and throw. Going balls to the wall, down 2 with 2 minutes left, and you need a power play goal. I mean, Florida tried it, but made a couple plays late in the they would have been going good for a handle it, but they themselves but their power play, power play, the Caps were able to dissect it in the playoffs. If you're going with a 5-man power play with all forwards, teams are going to be able to game plan on that and know where to go with the pressure points to turn that into a shorthanded opportunity.
Yep, absolutely. It's a great question, Hayden. What do you think? Do you feel that they're a better team this year, and is there a particular change to the team that you feel really helped inspire them to play better hockey?
So, in the playoffs, it looks like we're facing Tampa again. Sadly, so I'm assuming Murray's going to be the starter in the playoffs. Murray knows what it takes to win. So does Vasilevsky, and we were really close to winning with Campbell in that. And I feel like Murray would be a beast in the playoffs. So here's I honestly feel like if it comes down to it again, Murray would make the big saves. This group has been through a lot over the years in the playoffs and everything. So I feel like when it comes down to it, they're gonna show that they're tired of losing, that they're finally gonna get over that hump.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I mean, Toronto's just in that tough division, right? They're gonna have a tough path. It'll be interesting if they do play Tampa again, and they're gonna battle it out. When the goaltending changes happened in this summer, I had some bizarre reactions. I remember when we were watching the draft, and it was Toronto's pick, and they get up and they announce we have a trade, and Toronto had dumped Mrazek to Chicago and didn't retain any of his salary. I thought that was the greatest move of the draft. We all knew the Matt Murray signing was coming. The Samsonov one surprised me. I didn't know that was happening. And when they came in at first, I was like, yes, this is a lethal combination. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, Samsonov plays good in short sprints. Murray's been so riddled with injury and didn't look good in Ottawa. And can he get back to the form he was? And I kind of came to the point where if they work as a proper duo, work as a proper tandem, they can be unstoppable. Now, of course, they get injured right at the start of the season, and we didn't get a fair shake to look at it. And we had, Shalgren coming in holding his own weight. But I think they're in a better position with their goaltending than they were with Jack Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great.
And,
great
question. Samson's a former first-round pick, too.
There you go.
Samson's a former first-round pick of the Caps, too. So, I mean, he wasn't the reason the Caps lost to Florida last year. And I think you guys are going to be in good shape. We didn't make a decision on him yet with his salary at the draft. We had traded Vanacek to get the 2 picks, including the pick we picked Ryan Chesley with. But we hadn't made a decision on Samsonov until after the draft. So that's why he wasn't really on the radar for anyone until that point. So, I think Toronto's going to be fine. I mean, you're in the conference. I mean, there is no easy pickings in the Eastern Conference. You have the madness of the Metro Division, and you have the triumvirate of the Atlantic right now. And teams like Buffalo and Detroit, and to a lesser extent Florida, are thinking, where are we going to fit into this dance? I mean, we'd like to get in, and then the Devils have been on a hot start. So they've been an upstart team that has thrown 5 into a 16 kerfuffle in the Metro. So it's all going to come down to goaltending. Both New York teams have the Russians and Sorokin and Shesterkin. Caps have a Stanley Cup winner in Kemper. Carolina's riding Kachekov right now, but Anderson's going to be back, so they're going to be strong in net. Allmark's playing well. It's going to be an interesting playoff. It's going to be mad. It's going to be nuts. It's the Stanley Cup playoff. 16 wins the glory. One team gets the Holy Grail at the end. And if it was easy, we'd all have like 12 cups right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Hayden, thank you so much for coming back in. We appreciate it as always.
Yep. Thanks for having
Great
me
question,
again.
Hayden.
All right. If you want to get in on the action and come chat with Bernie and I, hit the link in the pinned message. Come on in. Whether you're on a computer, whether you're on your cell phone, either will work. Come in, talk some hockey, talk some holidays, and just have some fun as we're kind of wrapping up the Leafs and the Flyers in a nail biter, as it turned out to be, and talking just everything hockey. So come on in and join us. Bernie, I have to say, this season started off kind of topsy-turvy with a lot of the teams we expected to be at the top were at the bottom, and some of the teams we expected to be at the bottom were at the top. It's righting itself now. Do you think going into kind of this holiday break, and even though it's only a couple of days, do you think this is really going to mess with the momentum of some of these teams that are kind of flying high right now?
I don't think so. Like you said, things are starting to right out. We didn't think Boston was going to jump on, but Jim Montgomery's a really good coach. He was really good in St. Louis, and he had some unfortunate things come into play that cost him his job. But hey, it gave Greg Berube a chance to show that he belonged in this league. Montgomery's a long coach, and he got how to get everyone melded together until he got Marchand back, got McAvoy back. Like we talked about Linus Ullmark. Ullmark had to play in Buffalo the last couple of years before he came over to Boston last year. And he was like the Melka is right now in Arizona. He would steal games, but he got no help in front of him. So now you have help in front of him, and you see, I think he's like 16-1 or 17-2. He's absurd right now. He's probably one of my Vezina Trophy front runners right now. So Boston, but Boston's Boston. So you could see 5-3 out west. Colorado's just been drilled by injuries. Winnipeg, you knew was going to be back with Bonus, being able to structure them a little bit more. Hellebuyck's still an upper echelon goaltender, and they still got that firepower offensively. Josh Morrissey, I think, is a guy that deserves some serious Norris Trophy candidacy for Winnipeg. Dallas Robertson came in getting his new contract. He's flying right now. It's just who gets to influx these young guys with their star talent and gets the goaltending. Jake Ottinger took that Calgary performance, and he's building on that right now. So it's going to be very interesting. Very surprised with Seattle, though. I do like, Matty Beniers and the additions they made. And hell, Oliver Bjorkstrand really hasn't done much out there yet. So you could get some added bonus there, and Seattle might slide into the playoffs.
I was just going to ask you, take care, Morgan. Thanks for hanging out and coming in and saying hello. Hey, Mr. Ducky, what's going on? Welcome in. Seattle was kind of my surprise sleeper pick of the year. And I was going to ask if you think they have a chance of getting into the playoffs. And the one thing, Beniers has been great, but the one player that hasn't really shown up yet, and we know he's going to come back down and play on the in the juniors, is Shane Wright going to be able to right his own ship in the second half of this season?
Well, you get him in a more comfortable situation, being 1A and 1B with him and Bedard in the World Juniors. They started that process when loaning him to Coachella Valley, and he came back up, scored his first NHL goal against the Montreal Canadiens. And it's just about confidence. That's what Caps finally did with Connor McMichael. I told him, I was thinking they're going to send him down at the beginning of the season. He's gone down to Hershey. He scored 6 in 8 games. So it's all about getting these kids in positions where they need to be able to do what they do best, what they were drafted to do, not being 8-minute third liners or 6-minute fourth liners. They need to be playing 15 to 20, playing power play, playing penalty kill. Now you have, McMichael and Henrik Sloppy as B down in Hershey lighting up. They're the best. They're the first team to 20 wins in the AHL this year. Chocolate Town's rolling again as we get toward the Teddy Bear Toss in January.
Yeah, McMichael is so good, so talented.
It's about getting the young players. Yeah, it's about getting young players involved, and I mean, with the Caps, they have a glutton center. I mean, Lars Eller's an unrestricted free agent. I see McMichael slotting in there next year, but going back to Shane Wright, Seattle, young, talented. You just got to find the right playing partners with them. I mean, Jared McCann has stepped into a top 6 role up there in Seattle, getting shot. I think he's at 14 goals right now. I picked him up on the dumpster fire for 2 days. He did his job. Now I dumped him. I mean, the one guy that's leading the fantasy keeps picking up players every night. I'm like, I can't do that. If I drop someone, I'm dropping an all-star. I can't. But the dumpster fire is just like the Capitals. They're resurgent and they're flying high, baby, in 3rd place now. Look out. All that crap you and Bear Shark were talking about. The dumpster fire's in 7th. Does Bernie know what he's doing? Yeah, and I just stashed Pacioretty on my injury reserve with Tommy Wilson, so I think I know what I'm doing.
So it's funny you did that, because I had my eye on Pacioretty and I was waiting to make the move, and as soon as I went to go do it, I'm like, where did he go? He's gone. And I was like, I sat too long waiting to pull the trigger.
I've had a couple of those already this year. I mean, I haven't pulled, because like I said, I mean, who am I going to drop? I mean, I'm not dropping Oshie. I'm not dropping. I mean, I was able to like maybe drop Ryan Pollock for a couple. There's guy. I mean, I snagged up Quinn Hughes when someone dropped him. I mean, I've been just waiting and snagging when I can. I almost snagged Forsberg, but I can never put Philip Forsberg. If I don't play with him on NHL EA Sports, I'm not putting him on my fantasy team. Obvious reasons.
That's funny. Yeah, so I'm excited, going into the holiday season, going to the holiday break. I'm excited to see, the juniors turn around. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Kind of, we have a couple games before New Year's, but really starting in January, as the teams come back and they make that push, I'm super excited to see how it's all going to play out down the stretch.
Yeah. BD Gaines, I think he's lost 2 so far this year. I just saw your comment about how many blades that Kemper lost this year so far. I think he lost one right before he got hurt in Calgary. I think he lost one at home earlier this year. So I think he's at 2. So hopefully that will stay around 2 or 3. But I noticed all the times he was going to the bench looking for a blade in Colorado last year.
And it's so funny that they can do that now, right? Where they just pop the blades out and put them back in. Back in the day, if somebody had an issue with their skate, you were stuck with it, or you had to come out of the game. Well, we're going to start wrapping it up. It's kind of our last call. Our last call. If you want to come in and say hello, now's the time to do it. The link is in the pinned message at the top of the chat. Give it a click. Come on in, say hello, talk some hockey. We're going to wrap it up and get underway. It's been a crazy afternoon and some exciting games still on the board tonight. I don't even know what game I'm going to watch. There's so many, but I'm going to ask you this. It'll be my last question for you. With Connor Bedard arguably going to be the number 1 pick in the upcoming draft, do you think there is a team he has in his mind that he wants to go to, and a team he absolutely does not want to go to?
Wow. I think I mentioned it in the chat when during the Rangers deal with you and Dave. Putting him with Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry on a first line in Anaheim, how deadly would that look?
Wow, that would be ridiculous.
John Gibson wouldn't be going anywhere. He would be like, I like that first line. I'll stick around. Yeah. Mean, even Arizona with the young kids they picked up in the draft this year, I could see him playing with the kid Cooley that they picked 3rd overall. I mean, those two would have some amazing chemistry. I mean, right now he's playing with Cap's 3rd round pick in this past draft, Sudolev, and Sudolev doing Michigan and 20 goals playing. It's like Burakovsky was when he played with McDavid.
Yeah,
Erie of the OHL.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I also kind of see him. He's a Vancouver boy, and Vancouver, they would obviously need a lucky ping pong ball to jump them up. But wouldn't that be something? He gets his hometown team to go in and play. And
Bruce would know how to get his offense. Bruce would put him in every advantageous position possible. And who knows, with the Bo Horvat trade rumors going around, you might be able to get a couple of nice assets, and then you might be able to pull Brian Burke and take a couple of those valued assets you got in the Horvat trade and package them together with your pick, and who knows.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting down the stretch to see how these teams play out. Obviously, the ping pong balls have a lot to do with it, but it's going to be interesting. I think, if he ends up in Vancouver, that would be awesome for Canada. Anaheim would just be ridiculous. I think the one team he kind of doesn't want to go to, or if I'm him, the one team I don't want to go to, or the two is San Jose and Chicago. Chicago, they just have no identity right now. They're trying to figure it out. And San Jose, same thing. They're in trouble. They got to just start over. And I don't think you really want to be a part of either of those two teams at this point.
If you had DeBrincat and Kubalik still in Chicago, that would be a lot more tempting and similar. Well, San Jose, you got Meyer, you got Hurdle, you got Barbanov. I mean, there's some pieces in San Jose. The big thing is Erik Karlsson, but he's still got 3-4 years left on that $11 million deal. And if he's playing like that, hell, Connor Bedard be getting outlet passes from Erik Karlsson. Karlsson, no, those things would be delivered in the back of the net. So there's not really a bad place for Bedard. I mean, I know we're going to make the playoffs. I keep thinking that, but how insane would it be if the Caps had one ping pong ball and that ping pong ball did a Rangers and went into that one hole, and you had Connor Bedard with Alex Ovechkin next year?
That would be interesting. Sporting Entertainment Live, what's up? They're going the New York Rangers. The Rangers would have to fall a long way to pick him up. I mean, if you're looking at teams in the East that are sitting at the bottom, I mean, Columbus is just a hot mess. I did not expect them to be at the bottom of the lineup. It would be interesting. Montreal is still kind of sitting around
put him
there.
with Johnny Gaudreau.
See, that would be fun to watch.
But you put him with Johnny Gaudreau.
I would. Why
and
not?
Line-A?
I mean, that would be an exciting lineup.
Anywhere he goes, I mean, there's 32 teams in this league, and there's a spot for a generational talent like Connor Bedard anywhere in this league. And there's a couple wingers that are just hoping for that center to unlock their full potential. And even with the free agency, if these guys can't get this escrow paid off and it only goes up $1 million, there's going to be a lot of good players that take 1-year deals and go to the places that they might be able to maybe play with a Connor Bedard, because they'll know who he get drafted by the time free agency rolls around. I mean,
that's very
it's
true.
Going to be a very interesting summer.
Yep, and you have, like, even
going down the wrong
in our own house. I was talking about it before. William Nylander is playing himself into a pretty big contract extension that they're not going to be able to afford. So they're going to have to make some moves, and it'll be very interesting to see come close to the trade deadline. I mean, they don't have to panic this year because they don't have to offer the extension to next year. But does all of a sudden, if you're a bottom team, if you draft Bedard and you say, yes, he's going to be our superstar, do you stick with him, or do you say, hey, I have the chance of getting 2 or 3 good players plus a bunch of draft picks? Do you trade them? I think that would floor everybody if whoever drafts them trades them. But
wow.
Would you consider it?
That it would all have to depend on. I would have to get a first line player, a top 3 defenseman, or a franchise goalie, and I would probably lean toward the other 2, because you'd have to. I mean, the best way to get goaltending nowadays is to develop it, draft it, and develop it. I mean, eventually they're going to be on free agency, and by the time that is, everyone gets a book on them. By the time they're 25, 26, they're going to have a book on them.
Yep.
Get them developed by then. You see what Sorokin and Shesterkin are doing, and Kachekov down in Carolina now. I mean, a lot of these Russian goalies are starting to come in, but it's all going to be depending on what everything falls. I mean, how many centers do you have already? If you have a team that gets the ping pong ball and they have 2 young centers already, you might keep Bedard and might be able to throw one of the other centers into a package to get a top 2D or a goaltender if you really need one.
So if I was to say, let's just say it was any of the bottom teams that drafted him, and I said, here I am as Toronto, I'm hurt and I need to make some moves. I will give you Nylander, TJ Brody, and Eric Shallegren, and a draft pick for Bedard.
Oof, no. God, no. I mean, that would have it would have to, I mean, you have to get a couple of those kids in the AHL Toronto that are tearing it up to even be considered in that deal, plus Nylander, but also you need to guarantee Nylander would sign an extension with you. You aren't trading a generational talent pick unless you're getting Willie locked up long term,
for 8 years.
You could have the money so you can have a number 1 center to play with William Nylander.
Yeah, and that's where the fun of this is going to become in the summertime, right? As soon as leading up to that draft, whoever gets it, that's where social media is going to be a buzz of, who's going to fork over the most, where is he going to go, is that team going to accept it, what do they need? All the armchair GMs coming out of the woodworks with all kinds of crazy trades, and I love hearing it, and I love because you don't see it that often where a team bites at one of these things. Hey, Robbie, and I would love to see, maybe it's not Bedard, but I'd love one of these days to see somebody pull off some ridiculous deal to
Buffalo. How about throw a wild card in there? Have Buffalo or Detroit if either of them miss the playoffs, they have a young prospect pool. They could throw 3 or 4 of those guys for a big trade if they really thought, and if they got the ping pong ball, they'd be able to move some of their talent and really fortify their lineups.
That is true. That would be incredible. I mean, Buffalo's they're putting the pieces together, and what Thompson is doing is just incredible. And if they can develop around him and somehow, get a Bedard to slide in there, would be just crazy. Detroit too. Detroit has so many good young pieces. CeeLo's still trying to get Kane to come to Nashville. I don't know if I think we'll see Kane move, but it's probably not going to be too close to the trade deadline if they do. And that's where if you're Chicago,
you're going to see that. And I think Buffalo's going to be a team you watch big time. If they can get into those wild card areas, they're 4 back of the Caps and Islanders right now for that second wild card spot. That would be the place that I would be Buffalo. It's like, do I really want to take a crack at this and maybe that might be a jolt to their team that might propel them to an 8-9 game win streak. Before you know it, you guys are all talking about Boston, Toronto, and Tampa. Buffalo will be like knocking at the door like, hey, is there room for one more?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun. There's so much good hockey to still come up and be. And again, these divisions, the way they're set, the way the playoff format is, who knows what's going to happen. And that's why we kind of love it and hate it all at the same time. Bernie,
the Eastern Conference is war.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a blast as always. I love having you on to talk hockey. We'll definitely do this again. So thanks for hanging out for a little while.
Absolutely. Time to strap up. We got some Metro Madness and Ovi looking for 801 north of the border in Ottawa tonight.
That will be fun. Let's see if he can do it.
All right, buddy. You take care. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And let's drop the puck, boys. We got some nighttime hockey to go with that matinee mayhem in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
There you go. Happy holidays to you and yours as well. And we'll talk to you soon. All right, there's our good friend Bernie coming in, dropping some hockey knowledge. We're going to wrap up here again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming in. those of you that have come live on stream to say hello and talk some hockey, this was awesome. Tons and tons of fun. We'll definitely have to do this again. If you're watching it on the replay, thanks for checking us out. Make sure you definitely have that notification bell checked off so you know when we do this and you can come on. I know this is a little bit of an awkward time, about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Everyone's just coming home from work, having some dinner and whatnot. So appreciate everyone who spent some time with us. A fantastic afternoon of hockey as the Leafs managed to hang on and take down the Philadelphia Flyers. Oh, man, it was close, but they got it done. Our next stream is going to be coming up on Monday. We are kicking off the World Juniors with Canada versus Czechia. So check that out. It's going to be a blast on Monday. It is a 6:30 start. So just make sure you got that, a 6:30 start. And of course, we are on the way to 4K. So if you're watching that replay, hit the subscribe, check out the giveaway video so you can qualify, follow all the instructions to qualify and win a hotel trip. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out all afternoon. Appreciate it. Be good to each other. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays to all, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Take it easy. We'll see you very soon. Thanks, everybody. From the Samuel B12 Experience, this is Sam saying good night.